Good afternoon. It is 1:45 on Monday. It is a beautiful 15 degrees Celsius out right now. Any of my fellow Canadians watching, happy Thanksgiving. It is officially Thanksgiving Day, and it is a beautiful one. So nice. I should actually be doing my yard work, but you know what? I ain't feeling it today. I'm off on Wednesday and Thursday, so weather permitting, we'll do it then. It was a lot this weekend, I'm telling you. Okay, so yeah. Friday morning, right? Like around 2:30 in the morning, I think it was. My boyfriend's house caught fire. Burned to the ground. Absolutely nothing left of it. Like nothing. It burnt to, like, down to the basement. It's gone, right? Like, I think he said even the foundation was like charred. So he's fine. He had working smoke detectors, thank goodness, and managed to, jump out one of his bedroom windows. He had minor cuts and bumps, and absolutely fine. No problem. But he had called me around, 4:30 or something in the morning. Now, I feel so bad. My phone is set to go into a sleep mode at 11 o'clock every night, right? 7 days a week. So I still get notifications and stuff. Like if you text me or you call me, I get the notification, but I don't get the sound. Right? So if I'm not up and checking my phone periodically, I have no idea that somebody's trying to get a hold of me, right? So, of course, I didn't realize that he called. I was sleeping. And that was from a totally, like, an unknown number, right? I have no idea whose phone he called from, because everything the man owns went up in smoke. And then he called me twice from one of his buddy's phones. So the first call might have been from the hospital. I don't know. But then he called me twice from his buddy's phone. Now, when it's in this sleep mode, if you call multiple times from the same number, my phone will register that, acknowledge that as like an emergency, and it'll put you through. So when he called the second time, which I think was like around 20 to 7 or something like that in the morning, it let him through. So he calls me like around 20 to 7. I answered that phone. And of course I looked and I didn't know the number. So I'm like, hello? Usually I don't answer a number if I don't know it, right? So I don't know what. I just woke up all startled and whatever. And I was like, who the hell? And I answered it. And I was half asleep and so confused. I didn't even recognize his voice. And so, I said hello, and he said hello back. I said, who is this? I think I said, who the fuck is this? Like, what's... My alarm doesn't go off yet. What are you doing? He says, who do you think it is? And of course, then I registered it was my boyfriend. I was like, what the hell are you doing? Why are you calling? I was so upset. Such a bitch. He's like, well, I've had an interesting morning. And I'm like, uh-huh. And then he told me about the fire. And I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Are you okay? Like, went through all that, right? I'm so sorry. I'm such a bitch. Oh my God. Are you okay? What do you need? Do I need to come get you? Like, what's going on? Am I calling into work? Because I got about 10 minutes to do that, right? He's like, no. His buddy came to get him. He'd been to the hospital. He's since been released. Everything's fine. Like, he's with somebody. It's fine. He said, it's just I don't have... Now, he owned this house, I think he said approximately like 40 days. Burned to the ground. Couldn't believe it. Now, there was a shop in behind the house that thankfully... It got hot, but it never burned. is my understanding, right? I went on, well, he sent me the news article later in the day. And there's a video of them hosing down the shop to keep it from burning, right? And what he had in the shop was, of course, all his tools and stuff, because the plan was to finish the shop, insulate it, all that kind of stuff. And he wanted to work on cars and stuff from the shop, right? Like work at home. So his vehicles were in that shed, right? His SUV that he just got and his big mutant truck that he built. And I said, okay, well, so your vehicles are fine. He said, yes. I said, okay. You've got your keys and everything? Because, I mean, everything in the house went up. I have no idea. He said, no, he'd hung his keys in the shop. And I was like, okay, cool. Because he also has a key to my house. I said, well, you know, do what you got to do and whatever. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I said, but if you want, you know, mi casa y su casa, come to my house, have a shower, fucking get some sleep. Like, oh my God. So he didn't want me to take the day off work Friday. I didn't particularly want to either. I mean, if I don't work, I don't get paid. But it was like, if you need me, like if you need my vehicle, if you need me to play chauffeur today, like, consider it a done deal. Like, you know what I mean? Of course. And my boss will understand. And if she doesn't, oh well. Feel free to fire me. She did. I told her about it, and she was very concerned and very, you know, very understanding. Which is why I'm only working 2 days this week. Because we didn't know if he needed anything. But that's fine. I'll take the 2 days. It's fine. It's fine. So he did everything he had to do, you know, dealing with insurance and police and fire departments. Oh my God. And he came down to my place. I think he was at my place. It was before 8 o'clock because I had to go pick up Boo Boo Friday night. So he came over and, you know, checking him up and down, making sure, like, he says he's okay, but we need to make sure he's okay, right? He had a couple of bumps and bruises, a few scrapes. He was fine. I mean, as bad luck as he has, he's also simultaneously got, you know, entire bag of horseshoes up his ass, because it could have been so much worse. Like, so much worse. So I made him some burgers. And he went to bed. Kid was exhausted. I couldn't imagine. Jesus Christ. He's like, oh, I wanna stay up. I wanna talk to you. I wanna work this out. Like, talk it through kind of deal. And I was like, babe, go to sleep. Like, your head's not even on right. You're probably in shock. Like, just, do you need to shower? He said no, he'd taken a shower. I was like, okay, well, fucking, you've got some food in your belly. Go to bed. Just go to bed. Right? I'll come up when I come up. If you're still awake and you want to talk, we can do it. But please try to get some sleep. He was gone. I went up and checked on him a couple times. He was just passed out. Oh, the poor thing. So Saturday we got up and we talked through some stuff and came up with a plan, things he had to do. You know, he had to get a hold of victim services. He's got to get put up in a hotel or an apartment or something. I believe he's decided he wants to rebuild the house where it stood. But he's waiting for his insurance guy, right? Like the guy that normally deals with him is out of town or something. So he has spoken to a guy at the insurance office and they've agreed, okay, we're going to wait for this guy to come, like, you know, cool. So that's kind of on hold right now. And I'd sort of said to him, you know, well, I can't do anything with you today, like Saturday. Nothing's open anyway. I said, I promised Monkey I would take him to the fair. Like, I've held him back from going to Thanksgiving with his dad's family. Like, yeah, I kind of have to do this. You're welcome to come. Like, you know, he said, no. He wanted to get a storage unit set up for everything that was in his shop. And I said, well, Monday, I can come out with you like today. And because we both have SUVs, between the two of us, it'll be like a one and done sort of deal, right? And just get it done. He found a place, very well priced in my opinion. I don't know a whole lot about storage places. I've never actually had to use one, but he found one. The price sounded decent to me. And he just went Saturday and, you know, took a few hours, and I think he said it took him 2 trips, and get everything that was like expensive and whatever, and got it out of there. He basically said, you know, if somebody, I mean, he's literally out in buckfuck nowhere. Like I say, he is surrounded on all 4 sides of him by cornfields. You know, if somebody decides they're walking by and they want to kick down the shed door and take whatever's there, like it's covered by insurance anyway, it's fine. But the bigger, more expensive stuff, he really didn't want to dink around with. So that's everything he got out of there and put into storage. And I said, okay, cool. And then when he was done that, he went to his buddy's trailer and they had their cookout and whatever. And, you know, so I said, okay, well, I'm going to take Monkey to the fair and I will text you later. If anything else pops up that you need, let me know, but I really can't help you out until like Monday, because Monkey's dad wasn't picking him up until after work on Sunday. So my time was kind of limited. I felt really bad, but I mean, like, I have my own responsibilities, you know. Like, I'll help you when I can help you, but, you know. So Monkey and I went off to the fair. We had a great time. It wasn't as chilly or windy as I thought it was going to be. Neither of us had to wear our jackets much. I mean, there was parts, because it's in a great big field. There were parts where the wind was stronger than in other parts, but it was a beautiful day. We had a great time. We ended up getting like a pound of fudge. Oh, so good. We stood in line for food for... Actually, it wasn't that bad, considering. I mean, the lines were huge. It was packed. I've never seen the fair that packed. I've seen it busy, but I mean, you were like shoulder to shoulder just about everywhere you went in there. It was crazy. But I don't think we've had the fair for like, what, 2 or 3 years now? So everybody was like, yay! And it was a decent day, so it was like, you know, I'm sure today's packed too. Today's the last day of the fair. But we went and got some foods, and there's these great big bleachers that we sit at every year when we eat our lunch. And that's where they do like this tractor pull thing. They pull all this weight and whatever. I could care less about it. It doesn't interest me at all. It's just a good place to go sit. But they also do this like BMX show, exhibition thing, whatever, where they do all the jumps and stuff. That I've never seen, and I've always wanted to. I think it'd be really fun. But the first showing for that, if memory serves, was at like 11 in the morning. And that's about the time we left. I think we left about 20 after 11 to go to the fair. But I'd said to Monkey, like, we can watch. I said, the next one should be coming up soon. So, you know, we can walk around a little bit or hang back here, and, you know, I had the itinerary on my phone. So I said, let me just check and see what time the next BMX thing is. It was 4 o'clock. I was like, damn it. We had to leave no later than 3:30, because let me tell you, getting into the park, like when we got into the town of Brigden, which is where the fair is, it is a very small town. Like, you blink and you miss it, like literally. Okay, it's very, very small. But Brigden Fair, is one of the big money makers in that town, right? It's like Ribfest and Bayfest used to be here. We got about, what did my app say? I think it was something like 300 meters from the fairgrounds. And we were at a dead stop. And we were kind of on a hill. So I'm looking over the cars. I'm like, fuck, like, don't tell me this is like the line to get into the park. Like, oh my dear God. It was. It moved faster, I think, than it felt it did, because, I mean, waiting, nobody likes waiting. But we had to put the windows down because it was getting hot in the car. Oh my God. And then as we got to the entrance of the fairgrounds, and of course my app is telling me to turn, I looked over and I'm like, that's like the walk-in entrance. Like, that's where if you walk to the fair, you walk in and you pay your entrance fee and whatever. Like, I can't turn in there. I had no idea where, like, what road it was off of to go and park. Like, I had no idea. It was back the other way, I know that, but I have no idea what the name of the road. Like, I don't know that area at all. And this is my first time actually driving to the fair. Like, I usually get a ride. I go with other people, let them drive. So we just kept going very slowly. And there's all these cars parked on the one side of the road, like literally in the ditches. We're half in, half out, so the cars are all parked like this. Like, it was insane. And I thought, Jesus Christ, like, there's no way I'm gonna be able to find a spot to, like, safely turn around and go back, right? And I thought, I don't want to, like, I'm wasting time here. So I found a random turning spot with, like, a gravel path. It wasn't even a road, it was a path. But there was no signs that said no parking or private property or, you know, there was none of that. So I just said screw it, and I turned in and realized there was cars parked on both sides of this little gravel path, and again in the ditches. And it was just, I actually bounced off somebody's tire because they were too close to being on the path, and I bounced off their tire. Didn't hit the car, there was no crunch. Bounced off the tire a little bit because I was only going like, I don't know, 10 kilometers. Bounced off this tire and, well, whatever, keep going, it's fine. And there was no way I was going to try and parallel park in between. I mean, people were just parking like dicks anyway. So I drove to the back of the field. And there was like this, I don't know, like a power tower, a cell tower, I don't know what the hell it was. But it had long grass all around it. And I thought, well, I have an SUV, like, it's fine. I'm, you know, it's not like the grass is going to get stuck or anything. But I donutted a little bit, flattened the grass, and then parked. Like, we good. Everybody out. Let's get to the fair. And then I thought, you know what? Getting out is going to be fun, because if I'm trying to leave and somebody else is trying to come in, I can't back up anywhere. Buddy's gonna have to, and it actually happened. It was funny. He's sitting there waiting for me to, like, back up. I'm like, nuh-uh, I'm trying to leave. You want to get in? Move so I can get out. Like, give your head a shake. Oh, there's one of those big boats. I was watching a thing last night on the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. Speaking of these big boats. It was, well, it's a very sad story. But I didn't know that to this day they have no idea what happened, like why it sank. I also didn't know that when they found the wreck, like when they dove and found the wreck, it was kind of like the Titanic. It was in two pieces. Very sad story. I love these boats though. I think they're so cool. And then, of course, after I watched that little, it was like a, I don't know, maybe a half-hour thing, 20-minute thing on the Edmund Fitzgerald. And then, of course, I got the Gordon Lightfoot song stuck in my head, so I had to go and listen to it. But yeah, the fair was nice. It was a good time. We had fun. We were there for maybe, I don't know, 2 hours or so, I guess. And then we had to leave because I still had to make dinner. Go away, fly. Shoo, fly. Oh, now he's mad at me and flying all around. Yeah, I still had to go home and make dinner. I'd bought in like a half a ham. Because I thought, I'm not going to make a turkey for the 3 of us. Even the 4 of us if my boyfriend stayed, which he didn't. He went to his friend's trailer. But I thought, I'm not going to buy this turkey that I have to cook for fucking 6 hours after being at the fair all damn day. Like that. I'm just not doing that. I would rather get half a ham, take me about an hour, and we're fine. So that's what I did. We probably got home, I'm going to say around 20 after 4. So I got the ham started because that would take about an hour. And I peeled the potatoes and I got them in the pot. I just didn't turn it on. And then when Boo Boo called, I think there was like 20 minutes left for the ham to cook. So I said to Monkey, you know what? This is going to beep soon. I got to go get your brother. I'm hoping he'll be out like immediately. But if we're not back before this is done, just, you know, I showed him how to turn the timer off and how to turn the stove off and just leave it. It's fine. Right? And he did. He did really well. But when we came home, he had the oven door open, like to let the heat out. I was like, no, that'll keep it warm. I still have potatoes, vegetables, and a cheese sauce to make. It's like, oh, I didn't know. I said, it's fine, it's fine. It's fine. Not a problem. You did done good, kiddo. No problem at all. So the boys mucked around and played on the PlayStation 5. They're loving that new PlayStation. I'm so happy. I'm more happy for Monkey because that's who got it. But Boo Boo's been enjoying it too, and it's kind of got them. They're down there together. They have to take turns because it only comes with one controller. That'll be a Christmas thing. I'll get another controller, and I want to get Monkey a headset with one of those microphones. Because he's 13 now, so I let him friend, I think he's only got one friend that he does online with. But he was sweet enough to ask before he did it. And I was like, you know what? Because you asked me, you absolutely can. And I know the kid, so. He's a nice kid. He's very chill. So I was like, yes, you absolutely can. And I told him, I'll get you another controller and a headset for Christmas. But that and your wardrobe will probably be all that you get for Christmas, because I have no idea how much those headsets are. And I think the controllers are a decent chunk of change too. And maybe like a card for another game or something. I don't know. Although the guy at GameStop did tell me that they're not anticipating a bunch of games out for the PlayStation 5 until next year. So that's fine. But they've downloaded, like, Boo Boo downloaded a whole bunch of games off of his PlayStation 4 forums. I forgot to turn my car off. So, you know, he's got an abundance of games that he can play. So I'm not too worried about that for now. But yeah. And then just as I was about done cooking dinner, I thought, you know, I'm going to have all this food left over. I don't eat ham. Well, I don't eat meat. And quite frankly, I had this great big thing of poutine at the fair. And I really wasn't hungry. I thought, oh, this food's going to go to waste. And my kids don't really do leftovers. So I was like, and I didn't know if my boyfriend was coming back on Sunday. Like, I really didn't know what he was doing. And I didn't want to, like, nag him about stuff. The kid's been through enough. I just fucking leave him alone. So I called my buddy. And I was like, have you had dinner yet? He said no. I was like, well, get your ass over here. I shall feed you, my friend. I have a feast here. And I'm not eating any of it. So everybody go to town. So he came over and had dinner with us. And we, you know, shot the breeze for a little bit after. while I was cleaning up the kitchen and doing my nightly tidy up around the house, you know. Went out and had a couple cigarettes, and it had gotten cold Saturday night, so I got chilly. So he went home and I went in the house, damn near died. I was just go, go, go all day Saturday. I was so tired. And so Sunday, yesterday, I think I slept in until like 11:45 or something like that. And didn't really do much of anything. It was kind of a blah day. I spent most of my day on Twitter. And watching the YouTubes. And I downloaded a bunch of music off of Prime, and yeah, I actually went to bed last night listening to my Prime app, which is something I don't do. I generally need silence to sleep. So I'm wondering if I wasn't, you know, spiraling a little bit and didn't really realize it because I wanted my music on while I was going to bed last night. So I think I've done that one other time. I do not do that. That was kind of weird. But that was fine. I think I slept rather good. I woke up a couple of times. My stomach hurt. It was weird. And I think my happy ass rolled out of bed around noon. I don't know. I guess I was tired. I don't know. And I made some coffee and I texted my boyfriend, see what he's doing, what he's up to, and he's still at the trailer. I think he said they were having burgers and then he might go see his other buddy in London. So, good for him. I hope he has a place to stay tonight. I just don't want to bother him about that stuff, right? Like, but I worry. Like, I just want to know, like, are you okay? Are you set? Like, I just want to know. So, I don't know. We'll see. But I watched a few vlogs and had some coffee. Got myself washed up and dressed. I have some laundry to put away from last week. I have it all organized on my bed. I just need to put it away. And I finally started the ginormous load of laundry that I have to do now. So it's mainly my stuff. Because I change, usually, I try to change out of my work clothes when I get home, so I'm a little more comfortable. But I've also found the last couple of days, the weather's been kind of up and down, so like I'll start off really cold, and so I'll put on sweaters and whatever, and then I'm hot, and change into a t-shirt. It's tons of laundry. So I'm working on that right now, and I thought, well, I don't think I've vlogged in a couple of days, so I should go do a vlog, and I'll probably put this up for today, and then, so there'll be nothing for Tuesday, which is fine, and I'll do my best to vlog after work on Tuesday, and kind of go like that. So yeah, it's been a crazy, busy whirlwind of a weekend, let me tell you. But everybody's okay, and it's all fine. We're carrying on. It's just going to be such a process for my boyfriend to get, you know, through the insurance companies, and I don't know if they're still working on an investigation just to make sure that it's not like a fraud thing, or, you know, I have no idea. But it's gonna be a long process, and then having the house rebuilt and going through all that crap, like, it's not something I'd want to go through. But I said, you know, like, on the bright side, there was a lot of things about that house, like the way that it was built, the rooms and stuff, that neither of us were particularly impressed with. It was just really weird. It was odd. The way that house was built was odd. You know, but, you know, I said, you know, on the bright side, you know, if you do choose to rebuild, you'll get the house that you want, right? Or closer to, at least one that makes more sense. He was like, oh, I guess. So it's not really the way that I would want to do it. And I said, well, no. Absolutely not. Gee, I couldn't even imagine. Jesus Christ. Like, oh my God. He said he got out of bed. He heard the smoke detector. Got out of bed. Right? So feet on the floor. Fine. Walked over to the other side of the bedroom where the door was. He said he got onto, like, he stepped down onto that part of the floor and it was hot. He was like, nope. Didn't, nope. And just kicked out a window and jumped. I was like, fuck, man. Like, I couldn't even imagine. I couldn't even imagine. So scary. Oh my God. Like, I don't know, like, would I panic? Or, like, do you know what I mean? Like, me on my own. Like, if my kids were with me and something like that happened, I'm pretty sure it'd be like, okay, kids, and I'd be tossing the kids out the window. You know what I mean? Like, bye, out. You know, you just kind of react, which is what he did, thank God. But if it was me on my own, like, I don't know, would I panic? Would I freeze? Like, oh my God. Oh my God. Everybody check your smoke alarms. Oh. Make sure your batteries are good. Jesus Christ. Yeah, my boyfriend is badass, let me tell you. Fuck. But anyways, I'm going to jump because we're at the 30-odd minute mark. So, anybody watching, thank you. I appreciate you. If you're in Canada and you're celebrating Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving. Take care of yourself, and we'll talk later.